Also, it's kind of like the only go-to here. They don't want to bring out the Marco Polo
game. Obviously, nobody wins championships in just the first game, but it really dictates the pace of the game.
Yeah, I feel like Shizuki with the Charlotte is going to be on a very good comfort pick here, especially going against the Shuang Yu, even though Shuang Yu has a little bit more of a utility when it comes to directing these team fights. You can barge people out the way. You have that huge AoE right in front of you with that massive damage from his ultimate. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they pair here. We see Major Pride pushing Motsu into the Clash lane to get that early lead.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about I'm Dan here. They picked the Kaiser for him as a counter pick to the Olimsky Musashi, which we just saw I'm Dan have an amazing game on that Musashi. But do you think like the Kaiser is the right counter pick?
Maybe, maybe not. Obviously, it's going to be a great way to get into the backline, especially with Angela, Lady Sung as well. So you're not going to really be focusing the Kaisers, right? Unless you have so much of a gold lead and you're way ahead of resources, then maybe, right? But First Blood does go over to the side of Major Pride. Shizuki really getting that lead thanks to the Motsu.
Yeah, and Kashi just like on point with those cannon blasts, just setting it up, lets Shizuki get that kill. So, you know, he's been great in terms of the rotations, ensuring that he's like locks it down, he sets it up for his teammates. That's perfectly what you want from that roamer.
Yes, the cannon blast coming through there, really popping the Dolia into place, which is where you kind of want it. And that's Invincible Warrior coming through a little bit too early for that whole interaction. We get another kill up into the Clash lane for Shizuki, and this is not what MENA want. They don't want that Charlotte to be fed.
Yeah, this is tough, right? It was the setup before with Kashi with Shisuke. Both of them had that double team. They ended up getting the kill. And now Shisuke is just strong enough to just solo Adam. This is going to be tough sledding for him. He just needs to really just buckle down, make sure that tower stays alive, if anything, and get some sort of farm, but don't overcommit.
Yeah, no overcommitting, no tries of aggressive plays. Just kind of play it safe. Wait till your team gets into the right position, and then, hey, maybe go for the aggressive plays, but not just quite yet. Don't let Major Pride get that early game victory like they've been known to have historically.
Yeah, you got to play safe at this point. Again, it sucks to be in that Clash laner, and when you're losing 1 versus 1, it's going to be, you know, very tough. But in the bottom lane,
in the bottom lane, there we go. We see they duel to death, and we are getting another kill for Olimsky. And that is a knock-up onto the Dolia as well. Cannon Blast coming through. We do see the blades of the Musashi as well, picking up a second kill for the side of Major Pride. Olimsky really showing why they shouldn't have let this Musashi pick through in the Banzan draft.
What a crazy turn of events by Major Pride. There was like Olimsky going in for this. You know, we had the duel to the death, knocked him up, and then Giant thought, oh, that was the end of it. But then there was Kashi still waiting in the wings, had another cannon blast, again, just setting it up for Olimsky to just get that kill. So they're just huge commitments, and they're getting all of the conversions and all the good things that you want right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're up by about 1k gold, right? 1k in a bit if we're going to be very, very charitable for the side of Major Pride. We see Kaisers use the teleport mechanic to go down into the mid lane, trying to keep away that siege onto the T1.
Yeah, and they're going to try that one. But again, like, this is Kashi just in every lane, throwing out those cannon blasts, and then he's just rotating to the next place. He's just, you don't know where this guy is. Cannon blasts could be coming out of, you know, left field. It's a very scary situation to be in.
Yeah, it is very scary, right? We've seen many good players on the Motsu, and rightfully so. Why the shot call has come through. There is the Cannon Blast. Are they able to deny the Azure Golem? Not quite there on the side of Major Pride. But we are still with Zhang Yu into the back queue there. We see it into the back of the mini-map. But, oh, okay, Lady Sheng goes down, but that's not going to be it. Shizuki looking for a bit of revenge. So 1-1 trade so far between these two teams. They have the neutral objective already going in their favor, the Tyrant, so extra damage coming through for the side of Major Pride.
Yeah, Shusuke making it personal. He went the long way, all the way back, just to ensure that he did kill Adam. Adam did get that kill onto Red QT. But, you know, it's one of those things where I'm going to chase this guy. It doesn't matter if you leave my lane. I'm going to just hunt you down, and I'm going to kill you and make you have a terrible game, Adam.
Yeah, it felt personal, right? It felt very,
Yeah.
very personal for the side of Major Pride. He's like, man, I've got to get a kill on the board, man. But Dolia and Lady Sun here trying to go for a 2v1 against the Charlotte Shizuki. Maybe getting caught out here, but here's that lovely replay there. The Lady Chen getting taken down, but then also the trade onto the Zhuang Yu also. So Major Pride getting punished, but not letting their side down. But here we go, Limsy into the thick of it, getting the kill onto the Lady Sun. It's not going to end there yet. Zhang Yu goes down as well, so plenty of kills going over to the side of Major Pride. This is not the footing that Axe MENA want to allow Major Pride to have.
Yeah, Limsky right here on that Musashi, just piloting it almost to perfection right now, just getting kills throughout the map. You have to respect it, and you have to understand where he is, because he's doing so much damage. He's getting those kills. He's 302, 4,700 already, topping on the team in this game right now. So really just starting to just kind of snowball at this point.
Speaking of snowballing, here is another engage into the mid lane. We're already seeing that Dolia is down, which is a huge detriment to the side of Axe MENA. We have another kill onto the Zhang Yu. No more Hegemon Slash coming through for the side of Axe MENA. But what is getting taken down here is that T1 in the mid lane. That is a serious opening up here for Major Pride.
Oh, man, I feel really bad for Adam. He's already had 5 deaths thus far. I mean, yes, he has the lone kill on Red QT, but it's a situation where he's definitely being targeted. He doesn't have the farm. He doesn't have any sort of damage or tankiness at this point. He's pretty much just a glorified melee creep. So he needs to play a little bit safer, find some sort of farm. But again, Axe MENA, if anything, they need to figure out a way to slow down this game, because they lost that mid T1, and that's a huge one.
I mean, they've lost control, right, as of yet. They could still gain control from the side of Major Pride, but it's just how they get it. And it's all about trying to get Albadi with some XP, some more resources so he can get that itemization. But it's also about utilizing that Angela, because, again, anti-tanks coming through. We see the Musashi, duel of death, but it is the Ranger getting the kill onto Adam once more. The Zhuang Yu not really shining here. And then we see Angela being used perfectly in that bush there, takes down Limsky, which could be a detriment to Major Pride going into this T2, but they are going to be happy sacrificing 1 kill for that mid T2 there. Again, huge pickups from Major Pride.
Yeah, Adam has died a decent number of times already. There's like diminishing returns on his, like in terms of gold bounty, so it's not the worst, but in the lane.
Yes, the Invincible Warrior did have to be forced to think inside the box, but was able to retreat there. Nicely done by Kashi, getting that cannon blast onto Adam once more. Adam really seems like a bit of a fish out of water, right, with this Zhuang Yu pick. He seems to not being able to get the right foot on this Clash Lane hero. Normally, it takes a little bit of a backseat, but then he's able to add a lot to these team fights in the late game. But it looks like Major Pride do not want to let this get to the late game.
Yeah, doesn't want to get it. I mean, they want to end it out. I mean, Major Pride, they play very, very well with a lead, and they're kind of doing the same thing here. They have a 6K net worth lead. They forced Adam to have an atrocious game. He's again not really comfortable. I didn't start off very good, but it just might be a little bit of a a gap difference in that top lane, especially since the Charlotte Shizuki is just so good on that hero.
Yeah, Shizuki on the Charlotte. I mean, we saw it at the first game for Major Pride in the whole of the Open Series, right? It was phenomenal. It dominated, but speaking of domination, a 3-man cannon blast leading into Lady Chen, getting the destructive deluge onto the Dolia. Major Pride are being very concise with their fights. They are taking out the right heroes at the right time, making sure Dolia isn't able to give over that Celestial Melody, and they are absolutely smashing these lanes right now. Unfortunately for Axe MENA, they are behind by about 7K gold.
Yeah, this is huge. They also got picked off Travis as well. So, him not being able to farm is going to be a huge one. But again, they need to hold down. They need to hold this fort. Axe MENA right now struggling to get anything going. Can they play from behind? Is there some sort of gap? Because again, Major Pride, have been on the offensive throughout, and they've been almost perfect throughout this entire game.
Yeah, I mean, taking T2s, taking the fights critically in their favor as well, right? 12 kills to 2, huge difference. The only obstacle they've got to overcome, right, is taking down that Kaiser. Making sure Dolly is taken out, which they've done perfectly. She's on 0 and 3, so the aim is in the right place. But right now, for some reason, I'm Dan is just getting away scot-free in these team fights and not being able to kill him. Right now, that is probably the goal of Major Pride, trying to make that Kaiser, that invincible warrior, bleed as they go for the neutral objective.
Yeah, but even with I'm Dan on the Kaiser, like, yeah, he's tanky and everything. Yeah, he's got the double X in terms of the Invincible Warrior. But Olimsky, level 14, 2-level difference right now. He has the damage, he has the control. So I'm Dan right now. Yeah, you might be the tankiest thing, but if you can't actually kill who's coming or your team can't, then you're just going to get bashed until you literally will die at some point.
Yeah, unfortunately for the side of Axmina, right, they are just playing on the back foot. They're hoping for the best offense is a good defense, right? As they get to this higher ground turret, this is probably the only chance they're going to get to try and win this back. We do see that Zhongyu's going straight in. Hegemon Slash is doing a lot of damage onto the Lady Chen, but not wiping out the side of Major Pride, which is at the detriment of Axmina. At least if you're going to use the Zhang 1 to go in and die, at least pick up a kill, right?
Yeah, ideally. And Adam should not be initiating anything. He's way too weak, doesn't have the items, he's not tanking. But in this mid lane, the T3 going down.
Yeah, high ground turret going down, even due the respects of Angela's efforts with the Blazing Brilliance, trying to just stop those minion waves, right? And this is what I meant by the fact that the Angela can be used in a defensive means. She's got the Blazing Brilliance, she's able to clean out those minion waves, but right now, that's the only hope you've got at kind of freezing this game and trying to get some kind of resemblance of a lead or some small victories on the side of Axmina.
Yeah, and it looks like Axmina right now, if we're looking at this draft, they're struggling because they don't have any catch, any sort of way to get onto them, right? I'm Dan needs to be up front. He needs to initiate, just tank everything with the Invincible Warrior. Then maybe Adam comes in after like a counter initiation, goes in for that. Adam cannot be the first point of contact. He needs to play a little bit safer. He needs to understand his role. Right now, he's just being up front. He's being killed. So the rest of Axmina can't fight, take a team fight 4 versus 5.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like you said earlier as well, Hula, that the jungler for Major Pride is 2 levels ahead. So again, that's already coming at a great disadvantage into these team fights. And you put in that surplus of the being down by 1 member as well, which is huge with it being a tank like the Zhongyu is pretty crazy. Blazing Brilliance comes through, but we are seeing Olimsky go back into the queue there. They do take out the high ground turret. It's currently a 2-0 trade for the side of Major Pride. Cannon Blast comes through, catches out the remaining members of the side of Axmina. Major Pride picking up that first win on the board against the MENA region.